All right, Oklahoma City at New Orleans. This is the big one, of course. We all are excited for this one. Yeah, the 9-10 matchup in the Western Conference play. And the opening number in this, New Orleans is a 4.5-point favorite with a total of 232. And pretty much where we sit right now. New Orleans up to 5. The total has come down, though, 228.5. So that's been the big change. These games have been very low-scoring and tighter games. And for those who are curious, the Pelicans in this series, 3-1 straight up, 2-2 against the spread. But the average margin of victory for New Orleans, just 3.3 points per game, Kelly. One of those went to overtime, and only a plus 0.3 net rating in non-garbage time in this 4-game set against Oklahoma City. It's been tight as tight can be.
Yeah, it really has. For me, no play here. I do have a Thunder to make the playoffs ticket, so I'm kind of just riding that.
Thunder participate in the play, and I think they're participating, baby.
You cashed, baby. You cashed. Smarter bet than I made. But I've got the bet for them to make the playoffs, so I'll kind of just be riding that. I do still give a slight edge at this number to New Orleans, mainly just off of what we've seen really recently out of these two teams. So still slight edge there, lean that way. If I had to bet, it would be laying the points with New Orleans, but just because of that ticket that I have, I think I'll just be riding this one out, see what I can get done with the Thunder.
I think when you're looking at this, there's a couple of factors that you have to consider as you go into this. The biggest one is Brandon Ingram actually only played in one of the 4 games in this regular season series.
That's huge.
And so that's a very big exercise for all of these games. You want to go back, you want to look at who played and why. You don't want to just look at the record on its surface. And that's a really big deal because New Orleans was already 3-1, in which they only had their best player for one game. Or I'd say their best player. Zion Williamson's their best player, but regardless.
Yeah.
And the thing with Ingram, he is playing great basketball. How about some of these numbers for Brandon Ingram since February 1st? 27.6 points, 6.4 assists, 5.7 rebounds on 51% shooting from the floor and 39% shooting from three-point range. He's been incredible. And his presence completely alters what you're going to do for a defensive game plan if you're Oklahoma City. Does Dort get him? Does Giddey get him? If Dort's on him, then who gets C.J. McCollum? Brandon Ingram's presence here changes a lot from what we saw in the first 4 games of this regular season series.
I think Ingram has to be the priority defensively, right? And McCollum, a little bit of a down season from him. I think that you can pass that around in different ways. Ingram's got to be the guy you focus in on, key in on here as a defense from Oklahoma City. I think this is going to be a really great game because I think these are two teams that they've been coming on the past few months of the season. We really saw what the Thunder did for a stretch there for a while. The Pelicans have been great the past couple weeks. I think this is a great game, and that again, this kind of goes further to my Lakers bet because I think whoever loses that game. This is not an easy. Whoever wins this one, you're not getting an easy matchup. Whoever loses between the Timberwolves and the Lakers.
We're still waiting for a lot of player props to be posted, but something to look out for. Brandon Ingram assists. I mentioned the 6.4 since the start of February. How about 8.4 average over his last 12 games? 37.1% assist rate. And the Thunder, notoriously bad off-ball defense. You can see a little bit of it in their defensive assist rate for opponents.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.